What's up, Vox and Hops heads? I'm Matt, the vocalist of Cryptopsy, and you're listening to my podcast, Vox and Hops, where I sit down with fellow metal musicians and we talk about their lives, their music, and most importantly, craft beer. Week number 3 of my Heavy Montreal interviews. I just have to take a little moment to thank all the Vox and Hops heads out there that took the time and pre-ordered the very first Vox and Hops shirt, the Enjoy Life Metal and Craft Beer t-shirt that I put up for pre-order. It went up last Sunday, and it's already sold out. So a huge shout-out to all of you who supported the podcast by picking up a shirt. I always say that there is no podcast without all your support, and it is absolutely true. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I am in awe. I am completely shocked and amazed at all your support, and I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to sending these shirts out to all of you. On today's podcast, I'm with Maurizio Iacono from Kataklysm. Here it is, episode number 50 of Vox and Hops.
I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm with Maurizio Iacono from Kataklysm.
What's up?
We are at Heavy Montreal. I love this fucking festival.
It's great.
It's,
it's
a sense of pride.
Yeah.
To have a festival that lives up to Wacken.
Yeah.
Lives up to Hellfest.
Yeah.
Be a metro ride away from my house.
You got it.
For me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. This is it's a pinnacle festival, actually, not only for Canada, but also for Quebec, obviously, but for North America.
I think so, too.
And it gives a platform to a lot of underground bands also, because there's a lot of festivals in the U.S., but they cater to the same old bands. They don't give opportunities to more underground bands. Montreal, with the Heavy MTL, is able to do that. So you got Summer Slaughter here and all this stuff, so it's really cool.
A lot of the North American festivals tend to be makeshift, thrown together, not taken seriously. They had Mayhem that was running for a few years.
Right.
And then it just dissipated very quickly. Whereas this is something I see going far for many years and just growing bigger and bigger.
I agree.
I first met you, Summer Slaughter, 2008. Mm-hmm. It was my first big fucking U.S. tour.
Right.
And you were, and still are, just the nicest guy to me.
Thank you.
So supportive of me. I was in this crisis mode.
Yeah.
Just having joined Cryptopsy.
Yeah, not an easy band to shoes to fill in. I think I feel you because I went through it
exactly
with Sylvain, so it's not an easy thing. People get married to certain things and they want to stick with that, and life changes. You know what I'm saying? So, I think you've done a phenomenal job with Cryptopsy. So, my hats to you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
In the end, it's about you being happy and knowing that you're doing the right thing.
That's correct.
What I mean?
That's correct. I absolutely feel that I've grown into the role over the years, and I'm very satisfied with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I do remember on that Summer Slaughter, you told me, you shout to the crowd, "Thank you for giving me a chance."
Yeah.
And I started doing it, and I would get a big pop every night, and I was like... Yeah, I just kept doing it. It's fucking awesome.
Do you remember that? Okay,
I remember
cool,
all of these things.
Awesome, yeah. And it's part of the thing about being a metalhead, the humbleness.
Exactly.
If we give up that part, a lot of bands do, and then it just dissipates. I think the appeal dissipates with fans. These fans are not the same as the fans that are in different styles of music that are there only for 3-4 years. They could be there forever. It's just about how they feel accommodated with you. You know what I mean? And
the sense of brotherhood.
Absolutely. It's you're not. You don't do metal just to make money. This is not a place where you make a lot of money. This is a place where you have to live it, understand it. You know what I mean? And you're a fan as much as you are a musician. That's how it is. So.
And you guys are like us. Like, we could wear the clothes. Like what I do, I wear the clothes that I'm wearing.
Right.
And I climb onto stage. I don't need a fucking costume.
Yeah. I just. My shirt was drenched, or else I still have it.
That's it. I don't need a costume to step up, and I feel like I'm one of the dudes in the pit.
Yeah.
And that's something that is true with death metal that I really appreciate.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about beer, because Vox and Hops is all about beer.
Okay,
today we are going to be drinking Griffintown.
Okay.
From Brasseur de Montreal.
This is the new area in Montreal, right?
That is correct.
I do love where I live right now, but I do miss Montreal a lot, and I know that all my family's like, "Oh, Griffintown's the place to be." I ate at a pizzeria around there called Moretti's.
I've heard the name.
It's really cool, And so, cheers, yeah.
Cheers to
Let's try it out.
Griffintown, yeah. The new hipster hangout.
Very good.
It's a smooth, drinkable ale.
Very good, yep.
Blonde ale.
Yeah, very smooth.
I enjoy it very much. It's
No aftertaste.
With this hot weather, it's
no
absolutely
aftertaste
perfect.
is a big thing for me. When I drink beer, it's like I don't like beer that's like just staggering, in there. And I like beers that you can taste it and dissipates and you can drink again.
You mentioned that you live in Chicago now.
Yeah.
Before we started recording.
Yeah.
And for me, I see Chicago being like a mecca for craft beer.
Yeah.
So, do you have any favorite craft beer breweries that from Chicago that you visit or that you drink when you're at home?
There's a lot of breweries in Chicago. I mean, it's a very important place for it. But for me, I'm a big Green Line fan. I like that IPA. As far as craft breweries, that's what I like a lot. But they have a lot of different breweries out there that are micro and it's a mecca for real. Like, I mean, you can literally go they have garage places where you're just like, it used to be a garage.
Yes.
The mechanic type
and
of
someone
place.
flipped it into.
They flipped it into a brewery, and one is in Lyons, where I first lived. I lived in Chicago in the city in the beginning, but then I moved into the suburbs, and one of the towns was Lyons, and they had, it's called Bucktown, I think. It's called Bucktown, something like that, a brewery, and that's right in Lyons, and their thing is that you go in this garage place and they got a bar and everything, and then in the back they have the brewery.
I fucking love shit like that.
And it just comes right out of it and they serve you. It's cool. So Chicago is very known for it all over the city, So I like craft beer, but if I drink too much of it, I'm going to blow up. So I kind of limit myself to drinking one or two here and there to taste them. And my doctor said, yeah, you could drink wine. That's a problem when he says that, right? Because I'm like, all right, I can drink
my
wine.
doctor said. Yeah.
So that's the thing.
I know that you guys made a beer. Kataklysm has a beer. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How did that come together? Who brewed it?
We did an open air once in I think it was a grass pub, and there was a microbrewery that was there. They came out to see us, and they proposed to have a deal to make our beer. And I was like, okay. And I was surprised because it's not, I don't, so many huge bands there, and they came to us about it. And it was on the French part of the Belgian, I think it's Wallon, whatever, area. And the guys wanted to have Kataklysm. The guy's a huge fan of the band and wanted to do the Kataklysm beer. And then we decided why not, and we visited the facilities, and we thought it was cool because it was very small type of thing, but very known in Belgium, not really outside Belgium, but really strong in Belgium. But their distribution network got bigger and bigger, and so now we're distributed in Belgium, Holland, France, some places in England as well. And we're starting to get into Italy now and different countries. Yeah,
that's so cool.
And it's doing well.
I thought it was a one-off.
No,
it's actually your beer.
Yeah,
and it's out there still.
It's still selling. Yeah.
And how does that work? Do they give you like a percentage, or they give you
we get a
crate,
percentage of sales off the
top?
top.
Cool.
I mean, it's not a huge. It's
of
not
course you do.
No, I'm not going to do it for free. And it's not a huge percentage, but we get royalties
Fucking awesome.
twice a year, and it's good. And it's getting bigger and bigger, actually.
And it's called La Tabarnak.
St.Tabarnak.
St.Tabarnak. What style of beer is it?
It's a blonde. It's a blonde. It has a little bit of a champagne taste to it. This one.
Oh yes, there you go. Thank you. And it's 6.6%
of course.
alcohol.
And they wanted to do it. They wanted to do it a bit lower. But we were like, if you're going to do a 6%, let's just add the 6.6 to it.
Fucking right, that's smart.
And then let's just do that and market it that way. And then they were cool, and then they did it. Because in Belgium, they don't drink beers under 5%.
That's right.
So we were kind of screwed in a sense of like, we can't sell this in the States. Because this in the U.S. is very difficult to get people to drink a white...
It's the importation.
Yeah, because it's
really
a white
hard.
beer. It's kind of like a white... It's almost like it's nuage.
Like a wheat beer, like a cloudy.
Like a cloudy. It's a bit cloudy and white, and then you drink it, and you have 2 or 3, and you're done because it just hits so hard, but it's also a bit heavy.
That's St.Tabarnak.
Yeah, St.Tabarnak. So it has a bit of a
That's amazing.
taste to it.
Oh, cool! I have to get one.
Yeah, well, we have some, so we can get you a case
tonight.
Yeah. Not here. No, we don't have here. I mean, my bass player probably has them at the house, but we didn't bring any here.
I need to hang out with him more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to bring it here in Canada. There has a couple of stores had it. but the import cost here, it's too heavy.
I know, yeah.
So it kills us for it. We'd have to produce it out here, you know what I mean?
I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super busy.
Matt, no, I thank you, man. I thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it. And you're the only one that offered me a beer. I'm a happy boy right now.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Cheers, brother. All the best.
Hey, thank you all so much for listening right to the end. As I mentioned during the podcast with Maurizio, he's always been just super nice to me, someone that I've looked up to as a frontman and as a singer who has had to step in and fill in for another iconic Quebecois death metal vocalist. A huge shout out to you, Maurizio. I really appreciate you taking the time and sitting down with me at Heavy Montreal. Coming up this week also on the podcast, I have Kyle Anderson from Brand of Sacrifice, and I also have Alex Herrien from Despised Icon and Obey the Brave. Don't miss those. Check them out. I have to give a huge shout out to Marie-Mado Langlois from Brasseur de Montreal for hooking me up with all the beers that I shared with all of my guests at this year's Heavy Montreal. I greatly appreciated it, and I know that they did as well. So cheers to you, Marie-Mado. I hope that you have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope that you enjoy life, metal, and craft beer. Cheers, Vox and Hops heads.